The 100 is a fantastic exercise that always comes at the beginning of a Pilates workout because it is an exercise that warms up and flushes the blood through your body. I've been known many times to do the 100 inside of a tent when I'm camping and I'm cold because it really gets your blood pushed all the way to your fingers and toes, and it feels fantastic when you're finished. So if you ever happen to be cold and you want to get warm, I can guarantee doing the 100 will do the trick. When we're doing the pumping of the 100, our arms will be moving like this, and that pumping motion is the thing that creates that pump effect throughout your organs. That flushing effect in your internal organs is also, as you can imagine, really healthy. If you think of what happens to a pond when all the water sits still, it gets all green and sludgy. That's what's happening to your organs if you don't flush that blood every day if possible. Joe called it an internal shower. Whenever you do your workout, you're giving your insides a shower. So we're going to start out by laying down on the mat. And there are many levels and ways to deal with different body types, so I'll try to go over as many as I can think of. If you are just getting started, it's nice to do the 100 with your knees bent. And you'll see this in my fundamentals videos in the basic videos section. You'll have an opportunity to have your legs down and on the mat as you curl up and do your 100. This is a really nice way to do it. I'm going to go on from that position and lift the legs up into either a tabletop position, or I'm going to give you another option. I like this option a little bit better than holding your legs up in a table because with my legs in this tabletop position, I'm putting myself in a chair. And we sit in chairs an awful lot, in fact, a little too much nowadays. So instead, I'd like you to try and see how this feels. If you're just getting started or you feel your back or your powerhouse can't support the legs off the mat, the hard position that I'm going to show later, then you're going to try having your legs long and resting on the mat. And with this nice open position of your hips and your abdominals, we'll curl the chin to the chest and you'll do your pumping this way. This is really nice, but for some people's back, it won't feel comfortable to have your legs out flat like that. And if that's the case, I do want you to try to have your knees bent here or your legs up at the ceiling. If that feels too difficult, your knees bent any amount that makes it possible for you to keep your back on the mat and your stomach engaged. That's the most important thing. So again, I'm giving you options. You want to keep your stomach engaged and your back long on the mat, and that means legs up to the sky, knees bent if necessary, or legs fully stretched out on the mat, okay? And that'll really, you have to keep your abdominals engaged if you choose that version and your back long. Now the hardest version, and the version we all work for someday, is legs off the floor about 2 inches, about eye level, and your arms long and everything engaged. Your bottom tight, your heels tight, your belly tight, and then your arms pumping vigorously. So I will go over that in a minute. I'm going to have it with my legs long for the first part. So the pumping is a motion that's right above your abdominals, and your arms pump about 6 inches up and 6 inches down, and they're pumping this vigorous pumping motion at the same speed with each other, and your arms are straight. Try not to let your arms bend too much. If you have slightly soft elbows, that's nice because you can work from your back. If you tend to hyperextend a lot and let your elbows go into a party trick backwards thing, then that's nice to keep your elbows bent. So you're working from your back, but you really want them to be quite long and reaching towards the toes. Okay, finally the head is lifted, and that lift comes from your upper abdominals to help support the muscles of the neck. That should be nice and relaxed up there so that this part is doing the work instead of your neck. That's difficult at the beginning. These are all things that we build up to. So just remind yourself, Rome wasn't built in a day. If it doesn't all happen today, that's okay. You have a reason to come back and work out next time. So here we go. I'm going to start the 100 with the legs lifted off the mat at the traditional Pilates level with them just eye level. And if that doesn't work, remember, feet down or legs high up in the air. Here we go. Breathe in. Curl your chin to your chest. Reach your fingers really long. Float your legs up to eye level if you can, and pump. Breathe in for 5 pumps. Breathe out. 10, and in and out. I'm going to try breathing in and out through my nose now.
That's 70. I'm going to try and breathe out even longer. 80. One more. All the air out. And rest. Whew. So you can feel, if you made it through that far, that your abdominals are really engaged. You flush the blood through your body. You feel warmer all over your fingers, your toes. Everything should feel completely full of blood, flushed all the way through. All right, so that's the 100. If you have any other comments to add to that or questions to ask, please do.